Jackson here again. You already know your platform partner, all about making things happen. Addicted to action. Yeah. All right. And you know, I got the book, Shut Up and Hustle. You know how we do. Listen, I wanted to, this video is going to be very, very important. We're going to talk about how to increase membership applications. We're going to talk about selling. And if you're uncomfortable with talking about selling, you need to get used to being uncomfortable because everything is about understanding these type of strategies and knowing how to sell. I'm not going to talk about how to be salesy and pushy, but we're going to tell you some basic strategies you can do to increase your membership, but also you can apply these things to not only grow the club, but you can grow in other areas of your life. So let's get into it. This video is going to be at least 10 minutes because I'm going to share at least 3 different type of strategies with you that work. So the very first one I want you guys to think of is very simple. I'm going to start on the basic level first. You got to look at this like dating, like relationships, and you're courting someone. All right. So what I've noticed in a lot of Toastmasters meetings is that when a guest shows up, some of the members are very excited and they show their excitement about getting a new guest to join. They're like, soon as the guest says, hey, you know, I'm looking at the club, I'm just interested in learning about speaking, immediately members say, come on, join our club. We got a place for you. Stop that. You're being way too thirsty. That's like if you're dating someone and someone is like, yeah, you know, I'm on a dating scene. I'm just, you know, just taking my time. Oh, I'll be your man. Let me be your man. I'll marry you and take care of you. Like, no, that's a turn off. People are going to be turned away if you come off too thirsty. Why? Because you are coming off like you have low value, like you need the member more than the member needs you. So and obviously people do this even at the end of meetings when they're like, come on, sign an application. Let's get you going right now. Now, don't get me wrong. Should you have some excitement? Yes. Should you make people be welcome? Yes. But don't overdo it is what I'm saying. And sometimes people are overdoing it. I'm going to show you how, if you can change your questionings and change your your posture, you're going to get more sales. So people are more interested on things that are hard for them to get. When you make something seem exclusive, that's what makes a person want to join. The member should be begging you to join your club and not you begging the member to join the club. It should be the other way around. And so we should be at the end of the meeting. You want to have something called so there's a couple of things you want to do. So first, at the end of the meeting, you want to start sorting the room. I want you, this is a thing I want you to remember. Write this down. Professionals, they sort the room. Amateurs try to convince people to join. Your job is not to convince people. It's just to sort the room. And the way you sort the room, this is when the Toastmaster comes into play, or whoever is closing the meeting. The person who's closing the meeting needs to talk for at least 1 minute and say something like this. You know what? When we do these meetings, there are typically 3 types of people who come to our meetings as guests. The first type of person is the person that says, you know what? I like what you guys are doing, but it's just not for me. I just wanted to come out to get outside the house today, you know, and thank you, but I'll see you later. That's the first type of person. The second type of person is the person that says, you know what, this seems interesting. I just got a couple questions. That's person number 2. The third person is the person that says, you know what, I'm so excited. I'm ready to sign up yesterday. I wanted to sign up as soon as you guys started and I saw how organized you were. So at the end, we're about to conclude. We want you to know, tell us if you are a 1, 2, or 3. Boom. And then you close the meeting. Now what happens is the members are what you call a SWAT team. I call it a special winning attitude team, meaning you have certain people that are doing certain things, right? So some members are their job is to approach the guest. You walk up to the guest and you start asking you ask questions. So tell me, are you a number 1, 2, or 3? You know, are you looking, you know, and they're going to tell you, they're going to say, well, I'm a 2. Okay, you're 2. So what are some of the questions or concerns that you have? And you can get directly into it. Or 3, you know, are you ready to get signed up? All right, well, we're not even going to talk about nothing else. Let's get you signed up. If they say they are 3, let's get you signed up. And let me tell you what happens. Most Toastmasters do the opposite. They want to talk with the guest and try to verbally vomit and tell the guest 100 different reasons why they should join our club. or join the club. They want to say, well, let me tell you 99 reasons on how you can benefit. Well, first of all, Toastmasters has conferences that you can join. Second, the schedule is perfect for you and they tell you all of this stuff. People don't even care about half of that. You just need to know who you're talking to. If you know this person is already ready to sign up, stop talking, get the application, sign them up. If the person has questions, are you number 1, 2, or 3? You're 2. What are your questions? Okay, boom. Then you get them signed up. Now, here's another way that you want to, we're still in phase 1. You want to ask them questions to make them qualify themselves. Meaning you'll say, instead of saying, hey, man, let's get you to join the club, ask them and say, what makes you think this is a good club for you? Get them to close themselves. Ask them questions and say, what makes you, give me 3 reasons why you think BLT will be why you would be a good fit for BLT. See, when you ask questions like that, people now they have to look within themselves and kind of defend and kind of prove themselves on why they should be in BLT. Now, I know to you as a new Toastmaster, or you may be afraid, be like, no, they're going to run away. They're not going to join. You know what? Some of them won't join. And that's okay, because them same people, you don't want them to sign up and be a member for 2 months and then leave. So you might as well get them out of your hair at the beginning and sort and find the people that are a little more serious. And then what you're going to find is when people see that you believe in yourself, that shows high value. When you're like, give me 3 reasons on why you will be a good fit for us. Now they're thinking, you know what? I got to come to the table, bringing something. I can't, these guys don't need me here. This is an exclusive thing. Now they're going to value it more. Now they're going to make sure that they do more to be a part of this thing because it's a challenge for them. And that's what people want, man. Because if not, if you're too thirsty and you're just, come on, join our club, they don't value it. And then you see the results when these people stop calling, stop coming. And you know what I'm saying? So just like so treat this like a relationship and have high value. Posture yourself like, hey, we got the goods over here. What makes you a good member? What makes you think this is a good fit for you at this point in your life? What can you bring to the table? Give me 1 or 2 reasons why we should consider you to join our club. When you talk like that, man, you don't understand. You're going to take the value is going to go through the roof. OK, that's the first thing. And also you want to sort those people. Remember, you ask those 3 questions. We got a number 1, 2, and a 3. Are you a person that's not interested with questions, or 3, you're ready to get it started right now? OK, that's those 3. Now that's phase 1. Now here's a whole nother strategy you can take, or you can add along with that. The second strategy is, as club members, you want to sell and get more memberships. You want to learn storytelling. Start telling stories in the meetings. Don't let the meeting just be all about facts on how you can do X, Y, and Z. Tell your journey on how, hey, when I first joined Toastmasters, I remember, where you were at. Like for me, for an example, I was at a point in my life where I knew how to sell. I knew how to speak. I just wasn't very confident. So I needed somewhere where I could practice to build up my confidence. The more I did something, the more I would win. So my story was, I was 6 months behind on rent, which is absolutely true. And I had a sales business, but I wasn't making any sales. And my landlord knocked on my door and said, hey, man, we got to get you up out of here. And I told my landlord, I said, no, I got a plan. I'm going to be a Toastmaster. And when I became, I tell that story on how I built my confidence by coming to every meeting, entered the competition, and I won the competition, became confident, paid my rent back, changed my whole life and career from that. And then I even talk about how I learned the fitness that I learned from Toastmasters. Coming every week, it showed me how to be disciplined enough to write a book, right? And now I got 2 books that I've written. And when you tell those stories of, hey, I was here and now I'm there, it was my then and now story. Then, now, how? Tell that story. I was there then. Now I'm here. And let me tell you how I got here. It's no different than you see like those weight loss videos when they say, hey, I was overweight then, now I'm skinny, and let me show you how I did it by coming up and showing up every single day. And when you do those things, that sells. Stories sell and people tell. So you want to sell and by telling stories. So That's the second one I want to say, and we want to maybe even have some visuals in our meetings, where we show our authors of people who have books or people who are on stage, people who are doing things in the community. And these are some of the basic things we want to do. And very last thing, very last strategy, if we want to sell more, is we have to be very active on social media. Every time I was at a meeting yesterday and we were doing a orientation, and I was just shocked to see that no one had their phone out. Like everyone's just in the orientation. The opportunities like that, every member, it's just not one member. Every person, if you want to sell more and grow your club, and even if it's not growing a club, it's just you growing you. Because if the club grows, it's going to help you grow. So everyone should be automatically thinking, let me pull my phone out. Let me go on Facebook Live, go on the group page, or let me go on some sort of social media page on YouTube. Let me start recording what's happening. So that way we can start getting this, building up our presence. Because some of the best sales are when people are already familiar with you before they even see you. So by the time they come to a meeting, because they've seen 30 videos, they get to the meeting, they're already sold because they're familiar with the quality and the reputation, right? People, remember this, people buy from people who they know, people who they like, people who they trust, people who they know, people who they like, who they trust. So that's what we want to do. We want to people to know us by being online, telling our stories, right? We want people to like us by also telling our stories, having fun, being lightweight, and people they trust. And they can trust us because we're consistently pumping out content. We're consistently putting out products. And also they can trust us because we're not thirsty. I trust a person that's not thirsty to get me to join their club. So keep these things